Hello viewers, welcome to Ohio Airgun Shooter. Before I get started today, let me just say thank you to all of my subscribers. I know I don't have very many at this moment. I broke over the 320 subscribers mark this week, so I want to thank all of you for subscribing, and those of you who are now just finding the channel and tuning in for the very first time, let me say thank you as well. And if you haven't yet, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And I just want to say thank you very much. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Sig Sauer P226 semi-automatic CO2 pellet pistol. It's a blowback style action pistol. It shoots .177 caliber pellets, but it also shoots 4.5 millimeter steel BBs, and is powered by a single 12 gram CO2 cartridge. It has a dropout magazine, which is double-sided and holds 8 rounds each, so it gives you a total of 16 rounds. It shoots pellets and BBs. There's a small magnet in the center which holds the BBs in place. The CO2 compartment is a very interesting design. Has a small cam, very simple to load. It has a single manual safety. It's single action and double action. The safety also acts as a decocker. It's not easily field strippable. This lever here doesn't even work, or does this one here, your slide catch here. It's just, but you can take it apart by tapping out these, I think, 2 pins here, and then this little block drops down and the slide will come off. It is, like I said, blowback. Does not have a cutout port. The barrel is rifled, and it does have this little cap on the end you can take off, and you can install a silencer, maybe a barrel extension. It does have a rail on the bottom, nothing on the top. It is made in Japan. Doesn't have a whole lot of white lettering. The only white is the little anchor here for the Navy SEAL. It's very heavy. We'll get a weight on it. It does have white dots front and back. Sights are non-adjustable. Grips are plastic, but it is all metal design. It's a little rattly. If you hold the slide though, there's not much there. I'm going to try to show you the rifle barrel, I don't know if you can see it. There you can see a little bit of the rifling. Next we'll get a weight. This is empty, no CO2 or ammo. 2 pounds, 6.2 ounces. So what we're going to do today is sample some different pellets that I've selected. Everything from lightweight to very heavy. And then we're also going to shoot some steel BBs. These are just the Ubermax brand. And I'm going to try these Dust Devils. See if they're at all magnetic. See if they'll even fit in the magazines. But I'm going to see. Some of these might not even fit in the magazines. But I got everything from lead-free, like a plastic saboted pellet, to these light grain PBAs. Only got like 2 left, so we'll just see what kind of velocity we can get with these. And then I got some more. These are like 8 grain. These are supposed to be like more penetration, not so much speed. But I think these are too long, so these probably will not fit. And then I got everything from RWS Hobbies. These are like a 7 grain. And then some RWS Superdome. I'm gonna try these heavy H&M Barracudas, also known as Beeman Kodiaks. And then H&M Cro-Magnum, which is also known by the name Cro-Magnum, if you have any of the Beemans left. And then these 10.5 grain Crossman Premiers. So we'll go ahead and get it loaded up with CO2. I'll be using 12 gram CO2 cartridges, Daisy brand. And then I'll go ahead and show you how to load the CO2 cartridge, and then we'll load up the magazines, and then we'll run it across the chronograph. Now, to load the CO2 cartridge on these, it's very simple. I love this design. There's a little button here, latch. You just spring loaded, push it down, it pops right open. There's no twisting. Again, it's like has like a small cam in there. As always, I usually put a drop of Crossman pellet gun oil or some kind of silicone oil on the tip of the cartridge. It drops right in, and you just load this up. Be careful, make sure you don't get your fingers pinched in the little seam here, because it kind of hurts. And it's ready, just like that. Now we'll load up some ammunition. First thing I'm going to do is see if any of these longer pellets will fit. You load from the back to the front. This is the front. It's kind of tilted up. See, it protrudes out the front, so these will not fit. I do have a shorter version of these. These are lightweight. These are only like 5.4 grain, but I think I weighed them and they come in at, I think, what, 5 points. I wrote it down here. Yeah, they come in at 5.7 to 5.9. They're supposed to be remember Crossman. They're supposed to be like a high velocity, give you 20% more speed. But these are, again, they do protrude out the front, so we cannot use these as well. So we'll just omit these 2 pellets from the test. Now, I do have a Ruger 1077 air rifle in .177. These fit well in that because it has a deeper magazine, so I'm gonna have to try these as well. I want to see if the PBA will fit. I have like 2 of those left. I'll have to go get some more of these, but these should fit. Kind of loose, but they do fit, and it does not protrude. So I'll have to push that out. I'm not going to shoot these just yet. I'm going to start with the BBs and then do the pellets. But I want to see if these Dust Devils are magnetic. get my little BB holder here. I'll show you how these work. I want to test a couple of these out and see if they'll hold in place. Because these things you don't want to use in like a, the different kind of magazine that has the followers. Because I have a problem with them breaking inside the well there. Or if you let the follower, like if you're loading them and it slams, you bump the spring follower and it shoots up. I had it to where they actually broke inside of it, so they seem to be magnetic, so they'll work in this. Fell out. Let me see. Yeah, we'll hold them. I mean, unless you tap it, they'll stay in. You can see the magnet. I'll show you. Matter of fact, see, I was just sitting there. So these will work. Tell you what, I'll load up some of these now. So at least they're lead free, so they're safe for your backyard. So there's 8. So we'll load up some Boomerang BBs as well. If you don't want to see all this, you can fast forward to the shooting. You can see they hold in there perfectly with that magnet. Oh, drop that one. One more. So there. You got 16 rounds total. 8 on the top, 8 on the bottom. Seem to index pretty good. That's the problem you would get with longer pellets. With it protruding, it wouldn't index. So you'll have jam. So we'll see how well these shoot. So I'm gonna go get set up for the shooting, and then we'll test out the BBs first, and then we'll go to the pellets. Now for the Sig Sauer P226, it had a claimed velocity of 380 feet per second. So I assume that's probably with just lighter weight lead pellets. So that's why we're going to run just a different selection of them across the crony. See, what velocities we get, which are the fastest, and then I'll select maybe 3 from that, and then we'll do some short range indoor target accuracy testing. Okay, we're all set up. We're going to start with the BBs. We'll start with the Dust Devils. They're the lightest, and then we'll shoot the Umarex brand steel BBs. I have them loaded up, 8 rounds each, using the P226 Sig Sauer. I have my chronograph set up. We'll lock it into feet per second, and I'll just be shooting at some boxes with some plastic shopping bags. I have this over the front of it. That way when these Dust Devils, there's more bags behind it, but I'm hoping just to kind of contain some of the fragmentation if it decides to hit that and fragment it. So it just this helps as it goes through. It just kind of helps contain it. But I do have backstops, some more boxes, and then further back I even have even more boxes. So always have proper backstops when you're shooting, especially higher powered like pellet pistols and air guns, etc. My range is from about here. Well, it doesn't matter right now because we're just doing some accuracy testing. But anyways, we're indoors. Furnace is on. It's 70 degrees Fahrenheit in here, so we should get some pretty good numbers. All right, I'm going to set up to where you can see the numbers on the chronograph. Should be able to see them pretty good there. And then I also want to show you the blowback action on this as well. BB's out of the way. I'll just be shooting unrested, since this is just velocity. So we're going to start with the lightweight Dust Devils. Again, 8 rounds. Now you can rack the slide on this, get that first shot in single action, or you can just do it double action. Now the trigger has 2 functions. It advances the magazine and then also releases the hammer. So what we'll do is we'll take it off a safe, because if you don't and you rack it, it's just gonna bring the hammer back down. So we'll switch to safe. We'll rack the first shot. First shot, Dust Devils. What were these? 4.35 grain. So these are the lightest. 424. 388. Pretty good blowback. 413. 369. I can hear it fragmenting inside the bag there. 399. 374.9. 300. Dropping a bit. 350. Might have been the last one. That's it. All right. Switch to the Umarex steel BBs. I think these weigh what? Like over 5 grains? Okay. We'll just give it a minute here to warm up a little bit. But that was 8 rounds with the Dust Devils. You know, first rounder, you know, we did exceed the 380 feet per second, but it did drop. All right, we'll try this with the Umarex BBs. 345. 335. So we're definitely below the 380, and this is just with steel BBs. 330. The thing with the BBs is they're not snug in the cylinder in the magazine, so a lot of your CO2 gas is escaping around them as it fires them, so you're probably losing velocities because of that. 337.6. 329.4. 325.7. 325.4. Some consistent numbers right there. 316.3. That said, it drops. That's it. Empty. Decock. See, with the safety down, it won't even keep the hammer back. So, but that was with the BBs, the Dust Devils, and the Umarex steel BBs. You know, for BBs, we did exceed the 380 feet per second there for a little while. You know, in the 400s, but there was definitely a lot of up and down there. I'm sure the weights were different for a lot of those BBs. Again, they're just held in by magnets, so they're not snug in there, so there's no seal, so a lot of your CO2 gas is probably just blowing around them. So, onto the pellets. Next, we'll start with the pellets. I'm going to start with the Gammo Raptor PBAs. I got 2 of those left. I already have them loaded up. And then the 7 grain RWS Hobbies. My cat is messing up the focus. She's like, focus on me. Which ones? These ones? Are you gonna help? You're gonna have to get out of the way though. So I guess she's my helper today. But I think these weighed in at just over 5 grains. Yeah, I went and looked up the weight. They're at 5.1 grain. Time elapsed, so my cat left. But I do have them loaded up. I only have 2 loaded. I only had 2 left, so I have 2 loaded up. So I'll have to make sure I have this indexed just right.
And then on the other end I have the 7 grain hobbies. I believe a lot of them came in about 6.8, 6.9 grains. So I have them loaded up as well. I have the same CO2 cartridge in here. So it's only shot 16 rounds of light BBs. So we'll shoot 8 and then another 10 rounds of some lightweight pellets. So I'll probably do this 10 and then maybe do, let me see, I got these RWS Super H points. These are 8.9 grains. Or is that 6? I think 6.9 grain. You can see on the camera. 6.9. So tell you what, I'll shoot the 2 PBAs, do the hobbies, and then I'll do another round with the Super H points, and then I'll switch out CO2 cartridges for the heavier pellets. So the Sig Sauer, it's been sitting for a while, so it's nicely warmed up. I have the PBAs, empty chamber first, so it should index to the correct chamber. So just 2 shots with PBA. Safety off, rack the slide. Try to get the blowback as well. .426.4, 406.8. So 2 shots with the PBA. We did exceed the 380 feet per second. Again, 5.1 grain lead-free pellet. Decock. Now the RWS Hobby 7 grain lead flat tipped. Safety off. Got a jam. Don't know what the jam is here. One of the pellets might have lodged, so that's not good. Stand by. Okay, I did have a jam. What happened was when I was shooting the reverse side, it must have jarred some of the one of the RWS hobbies a little bit loose, and it was protruding a little bit out the front. So what happens was I think it got stuck. So I just took my little rod here and pushed it back in. I could feel it go in, and then the magazine ejected right out. So let's try this again. Okay, RWS Hobbies, take 2. .393.5. That was nothing. It's not. Try again. Having a problem again. It's not. For some reason, it's not shooting. It's not shooting these. Maybe it doesn't like these. They're getting stuck. Not getting that one, just fell out. So let's just continue. Yeah, for some reason it's not liking these hobbies. Let's try this again. That's it, we're empty. There's 1 left, 2 left. So we're just going to stop using these for some reason. I don't know if they're getting hung up somewhere. They're not all. So done with the hobbies. I removed the last two pellets, and as you can see here, that one's clearly bent. So that's probably why it wasn't shooting. It might have been getting caught on the barrel, maybe not lining up just perfectly. I mean, this one here is fine, but I think it might even be just slightly bent. But safe to say, probably shouldn't use these. It doesn't seem to like them. And my focus, so that's definitely a problem. So most likely we'll no longer use these. On to the next pellet. Next up, the Super H point or hollow point RWS. These were 6.9 grain. Now these, they're a hollow point. They have more of a tapered nose on them. So hopefully these won't get hung up in the barrel. So we'll try these. I have 8 of them loaded up. Same CO2 cartridge. This will be the last round with this cartridge. The gun has been sitting 5 to 10 minutes, so it's warmed up. I didn't load anything into the other end, just because I think sometimes when you're shooting, if you have something on this end, just the blowback might be rattling them a little bit and jarring them. So if you do have something on this end and you go to eject it and swap sides, I would just take a look, make sure everything is lined up. So, okay. RWS Super H point, 6.9 grains. .379.0, so almost right at the 380. Another jam. How about that? Try it again. 339. See, something's not working. I don't know if they're getting hung up. Let me see if there's anything stuck in here. Are they getting stuck in the barrel? No, it's going all the way through. Yeah, that one just fell out. Yeah, just one left. You see if it'll shoot. 337. So again, we had problems. Let me see if it's bent. It's not bent, but it did not like those as well. So, all right, let me change out CO2 cartridges and we'll go to the heavier pellets. All right, freshly installed CO2 cartridge. Next up, the Crosman Premier 10.5 grain. These are a dome, so I'm hopefully they will perform better than the flat nosed and the hollow points. Again, these are domes. I didn't load anything on the bottom one, just so I can just, with the blowback and the shaking of the gun, just I don't want any of these to come out, whatever I install. So just 8 rounds of the Crosman Premier hollow point, or not, Crosman Premier domes. 10.5 grain fresh CO2 cartridge. 348.7. 339.1. 326.5. That one really dropped. So I don't know, we're definitely dropping for some reason. That's it. We're empty. I mean, started out in the 300s, but took a drastic drop down into the 200s. Again, those are a 10.5 grain pellet, 10.5 grain. So let me load up some. We'll try the Barracudas. These are 10.65 grain. Again, these are domed. I don't think these are too long. Let's see. No, these will work. So let me get the rest of these loaded up, and then we'll run these across. All right, got 8 of the H&N Barracudas. These are 10.65 grain. I went and changed out the CO2 cartridge. Just I wasn't sure if there was maybe a problem with it, why the difference in velocities from the first couple of shots to the last few. So I went ahead and changed. See, maybe that was just a bad cartridge. I mean, they were cheap Daisy brand, so. Alrighty. H&N Trophy, or Barracudas. These are also known as, if you have any old tins of the Beeman Kodiaks, they're the same. $328.7. 327.6. Again, it's dropping. It's empty. So again, 2 shot at 300s, and then we had a drastic drop into the 200s for the next 6 shots. So must just be a common thing with the CO2 cartridge and with this Sig Sauer P226 Blowback. So from the first 2 shots to the last 6, there's just that drastic drop in feet per second. All right, I'm going to try next the H&N Cro-Magnums. These are 8, what are these, 8.80 grain. So these are lighter than the Crossman and the Barracudas. Okay, 10 rounds or 8 rounds of the H&M Cro-Magnums. These also, if you have any Beeman tins left, They also go by the Cro-Magnon name. These are a hollow point. So we'll see how these shoot. Same CO2 cartridge. .9. 306.2. So the first two shots above 300 will next shot be below. 301.9. 300.9. 290. 285.9. 285.6. I think that was the last shot. 278.8. That was the last shot. No, it's the only thing bad thing about these is they don't lock back after the last shot. So, yeah. Had a few more above the 300 with the 8.8 grain Cro-Magnons. Seemed to like these pretty well. It did drop below 300, but stayed in the high 200s. So, seemed to shoot these pretty consistently. So it seemed to like these. So we'll probably use these for the target testing. And I think we'll just use these for the target testing. I'm going to stay away from the I mean, I could try the hobbies again, but they just seem to jam up. So we'll try the 8 grain. It seemed to like these, so we'll just stick with these for the short range. And then we'll try the Barracudas. They're heavier. It did shoot to above 300 feet per second, but then it dropped into the 200s. Seemed to have leveled off. So these all seem to index pretty well, no problems. So we'll just do some target testing with these. So I'll go get set up for that, and I'll be back. For the target testing, I'm going to change to a Crossman brand CO2 cartridge. I'm putting a fresh one in. Again, quick, easy, change of a CO2 cartridge with this design. My target is set up at approximately 6.5 yards from here back to where I'm sitting. Be shooting from a rested position on this ammo can. Furnace is on. It's 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Just doubled up my target up there. Hopefully I'm gonna start with the left one and then move to the right. This will be with the Cro-Magnon pellets. These are the 8.80 grain pellets, hollow points. I seem to like these pretty well. They were pretty consistent. And then we'll switch to the heavier Barracudas. So H&N Cro-Magnons or Beeman Cro-Magnons. I loaded up 16, 8 on each round, or on each end. My aim point will be at first just below that black diamond. Pretty much going to be like this. With this resting on top. With the black diamond resting on top of my front sight. So I'll see where it's shooting, and then I'll adjust from then. Again, these don't have adjustable sights, so you pretty much got to do it by eye. So, Sig Sauer P226 8 rounds either end, 16 rounds. Cro Magnum from H&N. A little light here. There we go. Alright, first 8 shots. Definitely all over the place, as you can see. It's one of the problems that I've had with this is it's not very consistent group wise. So I'm gonna try 8 more on the other side. Another 8 shots. I raised my point of aim just to above the black diamond here. A little better grouping. Still had one out. It was like my first shot. But a little better. I moved it up and got it on the orange target there. So I'm going to switch out targets and we'll switch to the H&N Barracudas. Okay. Got loaded up with H&M Barracudas. These are 10.65 grains. I'm going to start with the upper left target, see where we're shooting, and then if I need to adjust, I'll drop down to the lower left target, and then but we'll see how it goes because I want to try some other pellets as well. I'm gonna try some Craftsman Premier domes. And then I'm going to try actually another flat nose pellet, the RWS Meisterkugeln. I'll see if they're a little heavier than the hobbies, but I want to see if they shoot any better in this magazine. Okay. H&N Barracudas. Upper left. It's opened up pretty good, but very open grouping there. We'll try the bottom. Try to zoom in a little bit more on that one. So we'll try the bottom left. again, those are all over the place. And I was aiming right about here. I just kind of wanted to bring my aim point up a little bit. You can see, started out low and then looks like I went up and to the right. One thing about this is the barrel has some movement in it. So I don't know if that plays into that at all. So let me try a few more pellets. I'm gonna load up 16 of the Craftsman Premiers. Okay, 16 Craftsman Premiers, 8 on either side. I have the same CO2 cartridge, so we'll see how it does. Upper right. We'll shoot at the upper right. Again, my aim, I'll probably just aim directly on the, see, I'll rest my front sight just on the top of this center circle crosshair. Again, we have some on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know where the other ones went. Like a couple far to the right there. But those are all over the place. Let me try the last 8 and we'll go to the bottom right. All right. Again, wide open. I mean, I landed some in here, but just a very bad pattern. Sorry, I forgot to lower the camera, but you can see here, not good at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, not very good with the Craftsman Premiers. I'm going to swap out CO2 cartridges, and I'm going to try the RWS Meisterkugeln, and then we'll try some of the BBs. Alright, got RWS Meisterkugeln. They're similar to the hobbies. They're heavier. They're 8 grain instead of a 7 grain pellet. They're flat nosed. They seem to fit a little firmer in the magazine, so hopefully I won't have any feeding issues with them. Gonna just finish off in the center target. I kind of circled off all my groups, so we don't get mixed up there, but I'll do 16 rounds of each. So here we go, 16 rounds on either end, or 8 rounds on either end for a total of 16. fresh CO2 cartridge, Crossman CO2 cartridge. Much better group. Still a little low. I was aiming right here, so they're shooting low. Let me bring it up a bit, so just to below this outer red circle. Let's see if I can bring some more into the bullseye there. But a much tighter group with these. That's much better. Again, I brought it up so it's shooting low. Definitely a much better group, I would say. I'll have to go back and look at the video, but seems to like the RWS Meisterkugeln a lot better than the hobbies, even though these are a wad cutter style flat nosed pellet, you know, just similar to the hobbies, but they're a whole grain heavier. So I'm gonna swap out targets, and we'll try some of the BBs. I'll do the Dust Devils, and then we'll do some of the Umarex steel BBs. Okay, fresh target set up. The Dust Devils, these are the focus 4.35 grains. They're lead free. They're supposed to break apart. I mean, they seem to even shatter on the cardboard here, so I'll have some cleaning to do, but they are lead free, so just easily vacuuming, that's all. But I have 16 of them, 8 and 8. So I'll just start with the upper left again, and then I'll drop down to the lower left for the second magazine, and then we'll switch to the Umarex steel BBs. Same CO2 cartridge. Turn my extra light on. There's one right here. Part of it lodged. There's a little group. Yeah, we'll try 8 more down below. almost a similar, this one over here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know where the rest of them went. Maybe here, down here. There's one over here. So those are all over the place. So onto the Umarex brand steel BBs. One thing I should mention while loading the steel BBs is if you have a handful of them and you're just kind of loading them, be careful that you don't accidentally drop 2 into a chamber. They will fit, but you will have problems indexing. So just be aware of that. So I got 16 Umarex brand steel BBs. These are 5.1 grains. We'll start out again upper right and then down to the bottom right. Same CO2 cartridge, by the way. Yeah, better group with the steel BBs. Maybe 2 there. 8. It might be just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So much better group with those Umarex steel BBs. Bottom right. Again, very, much better group with the steel BBs. I pulled that last one. And, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or that was 1. I have to go back and look at the camera. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That might have been 8. No, that was where that. So, like I said, I'll have to go back and look at the camera and see where that hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. No, there's 7. So, yeah, that might have been another shot there. But again, much tighter than the others. So, I would say it shoots the BBs pretty good. Probably better than most of the pellets. So, let me go back to the review table, and we'll go over our results, and I'll give you my final thoughts.
Alright, so we're back here at the review table. Well, I mean, there you have some testing. Some velocity testing over the chronograph, and then we did some accuracy testing with the variety of projectiles that I selected. Everything from the Dust Devil BBs, which were the lightest, to your steel BBs, your Umarex brand, and then everything from the PBA, the Gamma PBA lead-free pellets that were roughly 5.1 grains. And then starting with the lead, the lowest was the 6.9 grain or 7 grain hobbies, RWS hobbies. I did weigh these. A lot of them were falling under the 7 grains. And then the 6.9 RWS hollow Super H points. And then we did the Crossman Premiers, the 10.5 grain domed. And then we did the Barracudas. These are the 10.65 grain H&N Barracuda.
And then the 8.80 grain H&N Cro-Magnums. It seemed to like these. It shot these well. Pretty consistent velocity numbers as well. Even though you shot, I think what had 3 or 4 at 300, and then it dropped into the upper 200s and then fell. I mean, a lot of that was probably due to CO2 cool down, and then of course you got the blowback effect, which takes a lot of the CO2 to operate the blowback. And then I tried these Meisterkugeln with the target testing. I shot these well. I had no problems with them feeding in the rotary magazine like I did with the RWS hobbies. So these fit a little bit more loosely, I think, in the cylinder than the Meisterkugeln. I think these are a little thicker. So it liked these. So the RWS Meisterkugeln and the H&N Cro-Magnums it liked, and then it also liked the your standard steel BBs, the Umarex brand. I do have other brands of BBs I could try in it later, but it seemed to like the steel BBs better than some of the pellets. Overall, I mean, it's a fun blowback replica. It's very fidgety. Again, this barrel's loose. I don't know if there's any way I can tighten that up and go inside, put something, maybe a bushing or something around it. But, I mean, it was fun. I mean, I can't give it a smiley face because it's kind of, it's not very accurate, even with the rifle barrel. But, I mean, it's your choice if you're looking for something fun. I guess it would probably make a pretty good plinker for the backyard, shooting cans, or whatnot. I mean, you can shoot harder targets with the Dust Devils. These seem to work pretty good in it. They don't seem to jam it up like with a follower style of magazine. So definitely don't recommend using them in anything like that, or even do not use these in your Daisy Red Riders, because if they break apart, and they'll definitely jam up the internals of your Red Rider. So limit these to rotary style magazines, or like with I shot them in my Remington model 1875, which uses the cartridges, and it did well on that, because just they'll fit in the cartridges, so you don't have any moving followers to where they can just break apart and then just jam everything up. So anyhow, thank you for watching. Sorry the video went a little longer than expected, but that's what we do for testing. So I'm here to kind of help you decide, what you might want to buy if this is something you are looking at. I did the tests. I tried a variety of different pellets, BBs, and you saw the results. So hopefully that helps you decide whether or not you want to purchase one of these air guns. I can't recommend it, but it is what it is. If you're looking for accuracy, I would definitely say stay away from this one. If you're just looking for something that's blowback, you maybe can go in the backyard and shoot some cans with. Hopefully you can hit them. Then by all means, go ahead and purchase one. But it's totally up to you. But that's why I did this video, to kind of help you decide. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.